Inheritance is a situation or process whereby the deceased property will be inherited by his immediate family. However, Nigeria is multi-religious, multicultural, and multi-tribal. As such, the issue of inheritance differs from one culture to another.
Like in Yoruba land, it depends on the arrangement made by the man before he died. If a man died intestate, that means without will, it is possible the wife and the children will be cheated out of the heritage by the family and the uncles. But where a man made adequate provision in my place and is documented, therefore the children and the wife are to inherit the property.
Inheritance in Nigeria is normally determined by the customary rules of where the deceased person originates from, and not by where he resides or lives, or where the property is situated. The country's system on inheritance is predominantly through the father than mother. Accordingly, female children and widows' right to inherit their father or husband's property in most tribes are somewhat similar. Generally, in the inheritance system, the female is usually excluded or limited to inherit their father or husband's property. These customs has raised arguments and debates on equality as well as discrimination of female gender. Some of these principles and customs have been amended by the Court of Justice.
The custom of that community is of the belief that once the husband dies, the woman and the children are not entitled to inherit, that it is possibly the uncles. But in circumstances where the customary of that area refuse to recognize the widow or the children, the extant law has declared such custom as very discriminatory in nature, and as such is null and void.
At times, a householder has to write his will before his death to forestall problems that may arise and cause conflict among families after his demise.
If he died tested, that is, he left a will behind. But if he dies intestate, he died without leaving a will. And in such circumstances, if the marriage of such a person is under the Marriage Act, the Marriage Act has stipulated who to inherit him, which will be the immediate spouse, that is the wife, under the Marriage Act. And if the wife is not alive, the property now goes to the immediate children.
The controversies surrounding inheritance over the years continue to affect the socio-economic and psychological development of women as well as their children. Catherine Tumba is a widow and she narrates her experiences.
They did it to me, but because I stand my ground, I say when I married my husband, he was not here. So we started together from nowhere to somewhere. So I say I will not agree. In fact, by then, my former provost has to intervene and say that no, it will not happen. Now that he has two female and female, but the first male child should take this stand because he's the one that the father wrote in his file as next of kin. So that was how God helped me to come out from that problem.
In addition, the girl child is also perceived and actually made to believe that she is a tool, an object, or a possession to be owned and used to meet the male desires. Whether for or against, there is the need for all to fear God and allow justice to prevail. What do Christianity and Islam say about inheritance?
Christianity is almost the same, only that there are different perspectives on that. In some churches, the inheritance is also for the children of the deceased. There is no place where it says women will inherit the property of their deceased husband. There are cases, however, where there is a will, and where there is a will, that will must be obeyed. There are people also who say after their demise, they will want their property shared between their wives or their wife and all the children, including male children.
About there are some rights. They call it rights, al-hukuk, about 4 or 5 of them. They said if somebody dies, first of all, they will take some amount concerning his own burial. If the burial needs some money, then this money should be taken from what he left. That is number one. And number two is debt. For example, he collected some loan or something like this. After his death, the money is going to be settled. That his own debt that he left.
Held Jesele Duma, 2 Weekend File.